Hi guys, welcome down to Quest Golf Academy with myself, Rick Shiels, Rob Potter doing some mid-handicap testing. We are starting with irons and we're going to move on to drivers. We've currently done the Ping i200s, the Taylormade M2s, and now we've moved into its slimmer brother, the M1 iron. We're going to do it in a slightly different way. Hopefully you've seen the other two videos. If you've not, links up here in the corner. We're actually gone out on a golf course in Simulation World, here on the driving range, Simulation World, on GC2 HMT, where we are on a par 3 at 155 yards away, and we're seeing how many times we can hit the particular green with a 7-iron of said choice, then getting some feedback off Rob on looks, accuracy and feel, which will give us an overall rating.
Yes.
Was that everything?
Indeed.
Great.
Did you take a breath?
That was quite quick, that.
It was intense, that.
Taylormade M1 iron. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice. I like how how can I put it? It's kind of like they've highlighted the fact of it's got tungsten in it, whereas the M2 didn't. This is kind of like the elderly gentleman that's trying to make up for something he's not got in life.
Wow.
By putting tungsten. It needs that extra kick. Is this like the Taylormade's version of Viagra for it? Or what?
Oh, you're right. It doesn't say it.
Yeah, it's like the Taylormade's version of Viagra for it. It must be. He's trying to give it that bit of oomph. But it looks nice.
Okay.
I do. I like the look of it.
Do you want me to give you some
Go for it,
info
yeah.
on it? Okay, so this is quite simply, and Taylormade said this is a slimmed down, better player's version of the M2. Really is. So they've slimmed down the top line. They've not got as much weight in the bottom of the golf club. The lofts are nowhere near as strong, even though they are strong still, they're not as near as strong as the M2. But what we just experienced with the M2, loft isn't always the biggest factor in any of this.
No.
It's still got face slots, it's still got speed slots. And the reason why it says tungsten all over it is because they've stripped as much weight out of the ferrule and the top line to make it slimmer as possible without sacrificing performance. Therefore, they've had to shove some of that weight back in the golf club in the form of tungsten towards the toe.
Okay. Towards the toe, right. Okay.
So it's kind of this toe edge.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
It's a shinier finish.
It is shinier. Yeah, it is shiny. It's a bit more magpie-ish, isn't it? I like that.
When you say magpie, you should explain that to everyone.
Well, magpies go for the shiny, so it's the shiny. So it's a magpie finish.
Magpies and Rob.
Yeah.
Right, 155 into this green. Top line, do you notice the thinness compared to the M2?
No, I don't notice at all. It looks pretty much an identical club.
Let me get the M2.
Yeah, it does. For me, it looks an identical club. There's not much difference. It's a midges what's it in it. The face looks a bit smaller.
Looking down, the M2 has an overall more shiny look to it than the M1.
It does actually.
The M1 has a shiny bottom to it, but a very brushed face.
I love a shiny bottom.
Shiny bottom and a brushed face.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep your weekends to yourself, Robbo. Keep them activities to yourself.
Well, I'm moving to Manchester. It's possible.
So let's hit some 7-irons. This is 2 degrees weaker loft than the M2.
Right.
So let's see if that actually affects performance at all.
Okay.
Nice golf shot. Yeah, found the green nicely. Just faded back towards that big side of the green.
Well, I was just thinking 2-putt par,
Yeah.
as you do.
You got a handicap to get down.
Well, exactly.
148 carry. I don't know if you middled it. Let's have a look on the strike
No, I didn't feel like I
location.
middled it quite.
Just under 5,000 spin. It's measuring it as being quite middled.
Quite middle,
the strike.
but a bit bottomy.
Didn't sound.
No, it wasn't.
Brilliant.
It didn't have the best sound in the world, to be fair. It's kind of like one of those meh kind of sounds. That sounded better.
Look at this, Rob.
That
Right on
sounded
it.
really
Are
good.
we going to hold one? Never hold one yet. Oh! Out of all the testing, and this probably isn't a good thing to ever say, I've never ever hold a shot on this sim. 151 carry, obviously absolutely straight down the throat of the golf club of the flag that time, and gave some decent numbers. Just a little bit short on the carry distance you were getting from the M2, which is expected.
Yeah, I think so.
Could this be the first 3 out of 3 green? No.
I think it is.
It is. Pin high.
No, it's not. It's
Quick.
going.
Yeah, it stopped.
Well, interesting.
Very. Let's have a look at some numbers. That's give us 3 lovely golf shots that hit the green 3 times. Average carry distance there is giving us strike location. You can see there. Path. Obviously, the lie angle isn't quite perfect. It wasn't for me when Rob's testing it. It's not for Rob either. 151 average carry. The worst one was 148. The best one was 155, which is good because we're not experiencing so many of those hot shots. Let me just pull up some more numbers so we can see there. Same or 1 yard lower on peak height than we were getting from the M2. Spin rate was higher than all the clubs we've tested so far at 4,400 on average. Ball speed was slower than the M2 as well. So the carry distance was 4 yards less than the M2.
Which we'll expect we having more loft.
You would expect, yeah, with there being 2 degrees of loft difference there.
What's the loft on this one again?
Loft on that is 30.5.
30.5, so it's half a degree less than what my XR Pro is.
Correct. And your XR Pro was carrying at 161 on average.
Yeah.
But you've got that mega hot shot.
It's got that mega hot shot.
167.
Yeah.
First time we've hit 3 greens out of 3.
Was?
It's hard because the numbers are good.
Yeah, they are.
And you've hit lovely golf shots. So
yeah.
talk to me about it. What do you think?
It's again, it's like what the M2 was. It's a really, really good golf club. Not much feel. The sounding was the sound is not a bit. It sounds a little bit different.
You know what? I don't think, for me, hearing that, and don't forget, I hear golf shots all day from my students. I couldn't really tell where you'd hit those from.
No, you couldn't.
They sounded just horrible.
It sounds like it's like meh. It's that boring. It's a meh.
When you hit that, I was like, I'm not saying too much. The ball's gone where I think it should have gone, but has he middled that?
Yeah.
But when we look at the data, he did middle them, to be fair, but they didn't sound middled. They had has a very different noise to the M2.
It does.
The M2 features, the word that I still don't quite get is geo, what have they called it again?
Oh, geoacoustic.
Geoacoustic.
Yeah, geoacoustic.
And that says it on this. Doesn't say it on the M1 iron. So they've maybe got a different sound going on there.
Tungsten, in a true broad northern way.
So we're going to do some Rob's ratings, but like I say, we've done it differently with than we normally do. I'm going to break it into 3 different categories. We're going to go on looks first. Give me a look out of 10 for that iron.
Look out of 10, it's going back to a 9 again.
Okay.
I do like the look of it. Again, the boxing and everything like that. I think it looks really nice. It's got shelf appeal.
It's just a slightly different look to the M2.
Yeah.
It's so little, it's untrue.
Yeah.
Accuracy.
Accuracy is a 9.
Yeah,
it
it's
has
got
to be a 9.
You've hit the green 3 times. We've not experienced any hot shots.
No.
And the average carry distance there was exactly where we've always wanted to get to. Yeah. The average of about 150 carry distance.
There generally isn't much difference between that and the M2. The M2 was a bad shot in that, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I can't not rate it.
So accuracy, like I mentioned before, that's covering how many times we hit the green, which is a factor in this. 3 shots out of 3 we hit the green. The forgiveness potentially if we don't hit it well, even though we did hit it quite well on that. And then also the distance control, not so much just the distance, but the distance control, not getting those ones that come out too far because that's not playable really. So then the last category in this is feel. How did you get the feel for this one?
Again, not much feel to it, but the sound was pants.
Yeah. And feel and sound are very connected.
Yeah, very much so. There's not much real feedback to it. But I did say to you, I think I've got a little bit bottom, middly, but bottomy. Feel this is where it lets itself down. I'm going to give it a 5
on feel.
Yeah,
so you got slightly more feel off the M2.
More feel off the M2, which you'd actually think it'd be the opposite way around. You get more feel off this because it wants to be more of a players' club. Yeah. Well, not a players' club, a mid-handicap going down kind of club.
Well, I kind of said that's more of a blanket for a lot of golfers.
Yeah.
That is a club that would cater for a massive range of golfers.
You could put that in the hands of a 20 handicapper.
28 handicapper, and probably down to a 9 handicapper. Yeah, because maybe even lower.
It's got a little bit of offset, not overly that much. It could still be played by pretty much anybody. So both clubs are kind of a bit all round. They're almost, what's the point in doing both clubs?
Potentially. It could have just had an M1.5.
There you go. See?
Guys, thanks for watching. Oh, scores then on the doors would have been 9, 9, 5, 24. 24 for the M1. Lowest rating so far, even though we got the best performance. And that's why I like this style of rating a little bit better, because it just separates out the certain categories of what we look at for a golf club. It's not just all about distance, it's about the feel, the looks, and then also that accuracy side of it as well. So 24 out of 30 for the M1, the M2 actually scored higher. I have one last look around the studio just to make sure that we've not missed any irons so far. I think we've covered all of them. and then we're going to move on to the drivers. If the next video is a driver, then we didn't have any more irons to review.
Okay, fair enough. That
I
makes
don't
sense.
think we've got any. I think we've done everything.
We'll have a scan.
Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, always click that thumbs up button. It's great to hear your appreciation for the video. Rob is always great at these things, and I love what he does, and he's a superstar and should only get love down in the comments, please. Do subscribe by clicking the big red button down here, and be warned if you're going to check Rob out on Twitter. I don't need to say any more, just be warned.
I'll try not to put mankini pictures up and what's in a sock.
I'll follow him straight away if he does that. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.